Hey, happy Monday, everybody. I'm Bill McCormick, joined here with Bryn Tillman, Bob Woods, Sally Jo Lamont for LinkedIn Life Live. Today, we're going to talk about the things that we want from our existing clients. Now, there's one that we're not going to talk about that's kind of a duh, and that's more business. We always want more business from our clients, but there are four other things that we want from our clients. And to talk about the first one, going down to Sally Jo.
Yeah, so one of the things that we want to make sure that we do is always ask for internal introductions. And you want to do this for a number of reasons. But one of the main things is there's really no one champion anymore. I mean, 20% of people change jobs every year. Your champion could leave. You're sort of stuck with nobody. You always want to socially surround yourself with everyone that's you're going to be working with. And so I'm going to give a quick example of, like, if you are calling on IT because you're selling software, but the end user is the one using the software, and you're talking to the IT folks, right? But you want to get introductions to the end users and make sure you're talking to them. And then who else in that end user population might also be touching the software, and maybe other departments might need that later on. So you want to get those type of internal introductions. Really important, but don't forget about that 20% too, that the people change jobs, and you never want to be left holding the bag without anything.
Yeah, and I'll just say that one of the people that I always connect with in any organization are the people in human resources, because they know who's leaving and they know who's coming in to take that person's place. So that's always a great internal introduction to have made for you.
Use LinkedIn to do this. Go to the company page and map out all of the stakeholders inside of that organization. So you can bring that list to your champion and let them know. Don't just say, who else should I be talking to inside of your organization? But here's a list of people that I would love to talk to. Can I drop your name when I reach out to them and let them know we're working together?
And to build on that, look at past customers and what people influenced that sale, and go find those same titles in the organization you're working with. Sure. Okay, so next up is Bob.
So we're actually going to be talking about some of those things with the area that I'm going into, which is external introductions. So we also want introductions to people your clients know, but for these people, they're outside the organization. So these are the people that your clients know, essentially. The easiest way to do that is to search their connections for the people that you want to have a conversation with. So how do you do that? First, you need to know who it is they know that you want to meet. So for this, you use the handy dandy search filters that LinkedIn provides. So just overall, some of the things that you can search for include titles of the people that you want to speak to, companies, locations, industries, and you can even use keywords. All of these are available in the free version of LinkedIn too, so you don't need any of those paid versions. You can see them by clicking on all filters when you get to the search screen. You know, you've got all this stuff compiled and you know who the type of person you want to talk to. You'll search a client's specific connections and make a list of the people you want to have conversations with. How do you do that? Click on the search bar anywhere within LinkedIn and click enter. So that part's important. So you click into it first and then you click enter on your keyboard. Then you click on all filters. Then after that, you choose second degree connections. Under a box that's called connections of, type the client's name in and choose it from the drop down that appears there. Now you have to be the first degree connection of the client to do this, by the way. Complete the other filters we discussed a minute ago and create the list of people you'd like to meet. Your clients then can provide direct introductions, or they can give you permission to, as Sally Jo said before, name drop their names. And that's a really big one too. So Brent is up.
In my experience, some of the best business has come from introductions from referral partners. But finding those referral partners can be a challenge sometimes. And so I highly recommend, when you are talking with your clients. One of the best referral partners for us, we have sales trainers or website developers, lots of different people that we know are working with our targeted audience. And we can help make introductions on their behalf as well. So I'll say to a client, who are you using for sales training? And they'll say, oh, I'm using, we'll say Larry Levine. And they'll go, oh, how do you like Larry Levine? Oh my God, he's amazing. He's made such an impact on my sales team. It's crazy. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm so glad that he's been able to help so much. Quick question, would you be open if I reach out to him and let him know that we both share you as a client? And it also gives me an opportunity to maybe recommend him into other clients in the future. Absolutely great, sure. So now I reach out to Larry and I say, hey, Larry, I'm Bryn Tillman. Pleasure to meet you. We're both working with ABC Company. They absolutely love you. Love to learn a little bit more about what you're doing and explore ways we might be able to make some introductions for one another. So make a list of, the 3 to 5 vendors that your buyer is also buying from and have a conversation. Side note, if I said, who are you using for sales training? They go, you know what, we're not right now, we're looking, or I don't really like our sales trainer very much. Now you go, oh, well, I've got this, quite a few people that I've been in contact with that my other clients have really loved when it comes to sales training. Would you like an introduction? Right. And so that opens that door too. So make sure that this is a question that at one point throughout your relationship with your client, you are asking for introductions or at least permission to name drop vendors they're buying from. Back to you, Bill.
So I'm going to be talking about recommendations. So this is something great that we can be asking our clients for. And I would encourage you to make this part of your follow-up process. Make this part of the sales process. So after they purchased from you, you've given it some time, you do a follow-up call. Hey, Bryn, how's everything going with the training we provided with you? And, then she gives you that opportunity. Wow, Bill, it's fantastic. Our salespeople are killing it. They're doing so great. Wonderful. Hey, can I ask you a favor? Would you mind writing me a recommendation on LinkedIn? But listen, why do you want to do that? Well, this is social proof. Remember, we're talking about using LinkedIn as, and especially your profile, to attract, teach, and engage your targeted buyers. When they land on your profile, they scroll down the recommendations. This shows them that you really do and are the thought leader in the industry because all of these other people are saying that. It's really simple. You just go to their profile, you click on the More tab, and in the drop down, it'll say ask for recommendation. And by the way, there's also one there that says give them a recommendation. So if they're somebody that you'd like to give a recommendation to, you should also do that. Here's the thing. As I said, it's social proof. This is what we've seen is we'll be proposing large sums of business with a client and they'll say, okay, well, can you provide us with references? And we say, sure, go to our LinkedIn profile, go look through our recommendations, pick 3 or 4 people you'd like to talk to from those recommendations. We'd be happy to put you in touch with them. And Bryn, how many people ask for those names?
Well, it's been amazing. They'll go through them, see 5, 6, 7 that they relate to. And they're like, that's enough. I don't need to talk to anyone. Right. It's amazing.
Because it's social proof. So I want to close it out with an important note here. Bob said it, that if you're looking for external introductions, and you have to be connected to your clients. You can't search their connections if you're not connected to them. How many times do we run into salespeople who say, oh, I don't know if I want to connect to my clients because my competition might see them. Listen, if you're worried that your clients can be stolen by your competition just because you're connected with them on LinkedIn, well, there's some bigger things that we need to talk about. You need to be connected to your clients. That way you can do all these things. You can look through and look for internal introductions. You can look for external introductions. You can look for vendor introductions, and you can ask for recommendations, which is social proof. So remember, the 4 things we want from our clients are internal introductions, external introductions, vendor introductions, and recommendations. But what's the most important thing that we want from our clients?
More business.
More business.
Is more business.